Warning. 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 If you're offended by the following words, then you can fuck off. This is Smackmouth Podcast, where we deserve a smack in the mouth after everything we say. The number one DIY podcast starts now.
Hey, what is up, podcast world? I am Buster Cherry. This is my buddy, podcast Eli the podcast guy.
What's up, Podcast Land? Check us out on Facebook. That's going to be facebook.com/smackmouth.
Smack it.
We got a Twitter for you. That's twitter.com/smackmouthpod.
Yep, facebook.com/smackmouth, twitter.com/smackmouthpod. You can search for Smackmouth Podcast on YouTube. You want to drop us an email, it is smackmouthpodcast@gmail.com. See what you want to talk about. Feel free to weigh in on the conversations we have on this program.
Let us know what you think. We want to make the podcast for you, the one that you want to listen to.
Yeah, what he said. You got your mic working?
Yeah, my mic is working.
All right.
Can you hear me? Are we good?
We're good.
All right, cool.
All right. I turned the music down a little bit. It was
All
a little
right.
loud in the ears.
Yeah.
Turn off here soon or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Hey, so what's going on with you, my friend? Eli the podcast guy?
Not shit. Kind of, laid around, been lazy and old man all weekend.
Lazy? I hear you.
Yeah,
we're in the South. For anybody that's out there listening in the Midwest, in the North, and out East, anywhere it's not fucking hotter than devil
you
balls.
lucky bitches.
No shit.
It's muggy as shit. Thursday night, my band, Wrath of a Dying Breed, we played this show at this bar, and it was hot outside, hot inside, and late night. And,
they just leave the doors open, right? They don't bother air conditioning.
Well, I mean, everybody in there smokes so much, it's so smoky. So,
Wait, you can smoke in there?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of joint you playing at?
This is a little dive bar, man. It's fun, though. It's like the only place you can play heavy music around here anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Everything else is old people and colleges and, frat boys. Yeah. They don't want to hear some good heavy metal.
I know. A lot of country rock where we're located. A lot of,
some blues.
Or pop rock.
Yeah. It's not fun,
It's nice to have some actual heavy music in the local music scene.
I agree. Well, because, those are the people that they have fans.
Right. Yeah, and they're the actual hardcore fans, the people that are going to come out and support the shows.
Like Thursday night at midnight when we played.
Right.
Yeah.
People that are going to circle around the front of the stage and create a pit and throw that energy out back at you.
Yeah. And plus, it's cheap beer. You can smoke inside. Why wouldn't you want to go to some,
No doubt. Everywhere else you go, you're going to find if you light up. People are Nazis when it comes to smoking in the bars and shit,
Yeah. But, so we played this show, right? And it's late, and I'm screaming my voice off, like, give the voice of rock and roll to the high god Odin.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so it got so hot and so strained, like, I walked outside, immediately threw up.
No. Heat stroke.
Yeah. It was horrible. I've not thrown up from not drinking,
right,
in forever. Usually
I didn't even
drink
self-induced.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's just a little bit here, but no, this was all of my dinner and everything.
Oh,
just
man,
heat puke.
I hate it.
And then even worse is my band gets off stage and we're opening up for this band from Oregon. They're called the Sawyer Family. And everybody left after we played, so it was bad. It's like these new guys are coming from Oregon and shit, and oh fuck this making place. Like no one wants to stick around. But anyways, I did. They did a good job.
That's cool.
Bought a t-shirt and took my happy ass home.
Right on.
Got to sleep like 3:00 in the morning. Had to be at work at 9.
That makes for a nice day the next day.
Yeah. So I told this story earlier, but I'm gonna tell you guys now. It's not unusual that if I have a night like Thursday, I'm fine on Friday.
Right.
I work 9 to 5 Friday or whatever.
Sure.
Saturday, though, I got off work and my body was like, fuck you, sleep time.
Right? It's it happens. I mean, you're not a young boy anymore.
No.
Yeah, you're creeping up towards 30.
Yeah.
You know,
so anyone out there that likes to live your life burning at both ends of the candle, it's not.
Do it while you can.
Do it while you can, because it's not gonna last.
Shit, no, no doubt.
All right, so what we got going on today here on the Smackmouth podcast, episode 1.
Yeah. It is episode 1. This is thrilling, isn't it?
It is. So much pre-production.
Yeah,
so
we've been playing around with the idea of this for about a month now, and finally got our shit in a row and put some stuff together. I think we got some decent sounding production value to the show. You know,
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You know, for much as we are the #1 do-it-yourself podcast.
Yeah.
Still, you know, we would like it to sound pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Even though it is DIY, done from like a spare room in a corner of a
place
somewhere in
where
the middle
it's hot. The good news is I only have to walk over here. I don't have to actually drive or anything.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So it's cool. You get to come and hang out and listen to sound snippets and all this other
and talk a whole bunch of shit.
Talk a lot of shit. That's
basically
right.
what we're doing. You know, we're sitting here smoking cigs, puffing on e-cigarettes, and talking a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You know? If you enjoy talking a lot of shit, you can always be part of the program. You want to hit us on the email, line up a guest slot on the show. We've got a Skype that we could definitely talk to about anybody in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Took us 2 hours to figure out how to plug the Skype into our whole shit. So
no kidding. So now we actually have a fully functioning, like, streamlined audio pipeline. We can hear everything on the other end of Skype. So if we have a guest or listener call into the show, then we can pipe everything that we're doing right to them, so they can hear any audio we're playing. They can hear a video if we're commenting or talking about a video. You know, so it's real cool.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, they're not left out of the dark. We got some high-tech shit going on.
High-tech shit.
Yeah.
And if you could see our setup, it's pretty simple. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, pretty simple.
I mean, you know, anybody could do this, and you know,
as long as you've got a decent computer that can handle the programs and some fair microphones.
Yeah.
And
headphones.
I've got a mixer going in and an audio interface pipelined into the computer. So, I mean, the shit's all worked out. And then Banana VO meter, which is really cool. The Banana volume meter or voice meter. It's a multi-channel mixer that we've got streamlined. That's what took us the longest to figure out how to patch and route every little digital out into recording and into live pipe, and it just ridiculous.
This fucker's awesome though. Like,
it is fucking awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I can slide. Look, check it out. I got the mic pod. You can hear me. How? Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
Yeah, and check it out. I can play this stupid music bed. Like, what's this? Yeah. I have full control over the volume of this. And now we're rocking, and we've got the ability to play this all through to our listener in Skype. So if we're playing some fucking, video clip and they need to be privy to what's going on the other end, they can hear what's going on.
Oh, yeah?
It's bitchin'.
So what's on your mind lately, man? What you been thinking about?
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I've been working 2 jobs lately. It's been kind of busy. It's been hard to get time to spend time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because, we just moved back to town here from Virginia. We were in Virginia for a while. And, well, that was dumb. Shouldn't have gone to Virginia. But when I came back to town, we didn't have any income. So my wife got a job right away at a store here in town. She's enjoying that. I've got recently back to work in my old job, and I got another part-time gig that I work at nights and weekends. I'm selling guns and shit, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, guns.
Been hunting stuff and fishing stuff. So that's nice. I enjoy that stuff, I'm a big avid outdoorsman. Nothing beats camping or hunting or fishing to me. Getting out in nature. I do hate bugs, but
just getting away.
Yeah.
Just getting away is
from
always
the hustle.
fun.
Getting away from the hustle, yeah.
See, I'm a homebody, so
for sure.
I like to tell people that I am this area. Mm-hmm. I am a downtown rat. I'm always got my toes in some sort of sand somewhere.
I feel that way too as I'm finding myself walking to work every day, you know, going down the same fucking route, you know, looking at all the same fucking things passing by. I'm like, I'm a fixture to this fucking place. I'm a part of this place now, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt that way as soon as we got back too. And I was gone for about 3 years.
Yeah, you were gone for a minute.
Yeah. And, well, when we got back, everything kind of just picked up where we left off.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice, except for my employment, which sucked.
Yeah,
you know?
well, fuck that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's going to happen.
Yeah, it'll all fall back into place.
When it comes to a job, your employer's not going to wait on you or hope.
Right.
They can only move forward.
Right. And they did. They did a good job of holding shit down.
There you go.
Away, you know, but now I'm back and I'm not in the position I was when I left.
Yeah,
you know,
you'll get there.
Way. Yeah.
It'll happen.
It will. You know.
So what's going on that you would take offense to lately?
In the world?
In anything.
Shit, I take offense to nothing. I try to brush it all off. I'm pretty easygoing. Something bothers me, you know. Well, you know, crooked, fake-ass people bother me.
Yeah.
I ran into a couple people like that lately. But for the most part, things are pretty chill, and I take whatever comes my way with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I've got my opinions, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and,
Well,
and as you at home will know, soon you'll learn all about my opinions.
Well, life's too short to hang on to bullshit.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know?
I since getting back and, you know, being out of work for about 2 months, I grew a nice garden over the summer.
Yeah.
That's all burned up now. I mean,
it's too hot. I was walking over the other day and I saw some wilting.
Yeah, I mean, only thing left growing, maybe a couple tomatoes on the plants yet. Couple of kale plants, a couple of collards, but it's so hot, shit's burning up right away, man. You know, it just is hard to. I kind of like that. You know, it's just I get to grow organic food.
Yeah.
And you know, the only problem is when it gets to be about mid-July to middle of August, it's too hot to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut those leftovers out of the garden here soon, and I think I'm gonna start working on sprouting some cabbages, some lettuce, some spinach, some winter type shit, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Stuff that you want to grow in the cool weather because you get the shit sprouted by fall.
Yeah.
And you get a good fall winter harvest crop.
There you go.
I have fresh greens and spinach and shit all winter, which is cool.
What I want to know is how can I go to Kroger at all times of the year and like buy apples and stuff? Are they just
they import them. Yeah,
they import them.
So you know, you want apples, stock up in the fall when they harvest here in the area in America. You want apples from fucking Indonesia, you'll get them in January.
Right, when they're in season.
Right, exactly.
So some things you can get all the time.
Yeah.
Just because it's convenient.
Right.
And then, okay. Well, for everybody listening, I do know how plants work, okay? Like, I'm not an idiot, but sometimes...
Yeah, you grow things in different areas in different regions,
right.
like
but there's certain
zones.
things you can get all the time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And so I guess those come from, like, tropical places where it's the same temperature.
Like, well, for instance, when tomatoes, you can't grow any more tomatoes in Illinois or Wisconsin.
Right.
But then they start harvesting them in Georgia. Then when you can't grow them anymore in Georgia, you're growing tomatoes year-round in Florida. You know? So in the winter, that's where our tomato crops are coming from. That's where our freaking, summer vegetables are coming from the tropics. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. That's good to know, man. I always wonder stuff like that because it's like, all right, so where we are, you have a couple extra months worth of growing season. Yeah. It doesn't get cold.
Right, until it shouldn't
even be cold anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, trees are on the leaves. We don't have a fall season, so to speak. It goes from hot to warm to cool.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give us a chance for goldening of the leaves very much around here. They just turn brown, crispy, and fall off.
We get very little hoodie season.
Yeah, very little. Well, I mean, all winter's kind of hoodie season.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm warm natured. So like during the fall, it's jeans, short sleeve shirt. Mm-hmm. Now once we get into like January, February, it's usually hoodie time.
Right.
But I mean, I can remember where 2 weeks after Christmas was way colder than Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So
no doubt. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin originally, so when I moved down here in 2006 for my first gig in radio, that's what I came down here for. it was culture shock because every fall, I mean, starting November, it would be too cold to go outside without your jacket, you know?
Right.
So then in the middle of November, you're getting snow. By Thanksgiving, you got snow on the ground.
Right.
And coming here, it was kind of like, holy shit.
Now it's a news story if it fucking snows
I know.
here.
It shuts shit
Everybody
down.
shuts down.
Quarter inch shuts
Unless
everything down.
you deliver pizza.
Right.
And then they're like, nah, fuck you. I
Yeah,
don't care
we
if you
need
know
pizza.
How to,
We need pizza.
Yeah, I don't care if you know how to drive in the snow or not.
Right.
You're fucked. Come to work.
I know, but I mean, just the holidays around that without the snow, the first couple of years that I was in the South, it was so weird, you know, being away from my family, being away from the fucking snow, the season, you know, the seasonal the feeling of Christmas time.
White fucking Christmas,
exactly,
son.
you know, and it was fucking green.
Yeah.
I mean, and
now White Christmas is like the guy on the street that sells Coke. Happy holidays.
There's one way to make a lonesome Christmas a little bit better. Don't do Coke. Coke's bad.
I don't know. Whatever. Do what you want to do. Just don't
really.
you know,
Don't, yeah.
Don't ruin your
Don't
life.
steal my shit so that
Yeah.
you can support your habit. How's that?
If you're about that life, stay about it, but don't bring me down, man. So what we got going on here on our interwebs?
Yeah,
This is one thing that we are gonna try and incorporate with everything. Actually, yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
This is a segment we've worked on, and we're gonna make this happen.
All right, let's do this.
And now, This Week in History with Colonel Brett Malone, because Google makes it easy.
Hi, I'm Colonel Brett Malone. This Week in History for the week of August 16th through August 21st. This Week in History. Robert Fulton's steamboat Clermont begins first trip up Hudson River. In 1858, the first bank in Hawaii opened. August 17th, 1908, Bank of Italy opens its new headquarters at Clay and Montgomery. August 17th, 1950, mob lynches Jewish businessman Leo Frank in Cobb County, Georgia, after death sentence for murder of a 13-year-old girl commuted to life. I think there's a spelling error on the internet. Also this day, August 17th, 1968, a bunch of hippie liberals at the Woodstock Festival started to go home. Now we go to August 18th. This day in history, in 1227, August 18th, Mongol conqueror Genghis Khan died. Virginia, 1587, their first child of English parents to be born in America. August 18th, 1920, Tennessee became the 36th state to ratify the 19th Amendment, which guarantees the right of all American women to vote. FDR, in 1938, dedicates the Thousand Islands Bridge connecting the U.S. and Canada. Investigation starts of TV game show scandal in 1958. Now we go to August 19th. This week in history, 1826, Canada co-chartered to colonize Upper Canada, Ontario. 1950, ABC begins the tradition of Saturday morning kids shows. 1977, Groucho Marx died in LA at the age of 85. Now we go to August 20th. President Andrew Johnson formally declared the Civil War over in 1866. 1914, German forces occupied Brussels, Belgium during World War I. 1930, Dumont's first TV broadcast for a home reception, New York City. 1955, hundreds killed in anti-French rioting in Morocco and Algeria. And now for our last day in This Week in History, we go to August 21st, 1560. Tycho Brahe becomes interested in astronomy. 1858, first Lincoln-Douglas debate in Illinois. 1945, President Truman ended the Lend-Lease program. And in 1959, Hawaii becomes 50th U.S. state. 1963, martial law declared in South Vietnam. That was This Week in History. I'm Colonel Brett Malone. Join us next week for more interesting shit that you need to know about.
Don't miss next week's This Week in History with Colonel Brett Malone.
Well, that was fun. And thanks, Colonel Brett Malone. We appreciate your time for being in here. Yeah, big thanks to you, Colonel. What's next, dude?
I say we get into some odd news. What you think?
Odd news sounds fun.
Odd news would be awesome.
All right, let's see. Maybe we can laugh and talk a little bit and joke.
Oh, yeah.
I like poop. Talking about poop is
Yes,
always fun. Poop is always fun. Let's talk about this Shizer story. So nobody likes a neighborhood who doesn't pick up after their dog.
Oh, dude, I hate that.
I never pick up after my
neighbor
dogs.
one day with this huge ass fucking dog. This thing comes, gets all of 3 feet into my little grass area in front of my house, takes a huge shit.
Oh, yeah?
Massive. And a woman just starts walking away. And I'm like, you're going to pick that up. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, bitch. Fucking dog just shit in my yard, a huge steamy pile of crap.
Look, if a dog shits in someone else's yard, yeah, I pick up my dog's shit. But if a dog's shitting in the back by the fence, I don't pick that shit up.
No.
I mean, and if the dog shits at the park, fuck, I ain't picking that up. I paid taxes for fucking Parks and Rec to fucking pick up that shit.
Can't agree with you there, man.
Nah, man.
The dog park, that's a clean to poop policy, man.
That's not the dog park. I'm not talking about the dog park. I'm talking about just a park. I'm not gonna pick up my dog's shit.
I do, just because there's
and
nothing
do
worse
what?
than
carry it around with you for
man,
a fucking block
we live
or
downtown.
two?
There's a fucking trash can every 20 feet downtown.
No, I don't care.
Carry a little Kroger bag with you.
Whatever.
Feel the warmth.
Okay, so moving on. Reading this story, we agree to disagree on this. I don't give a shit about my dog shit, but I guess I don't really take them.
Look, first line. Nobody likes a neighbor who doesn't pick up after their dog.
I have a fenced-in yard, neighbor, so F you. How's that?
Yeah.
Fenced in. They won't get in your yard.
Yeah, true.
There you go.
But dogs.
Nobody likes a neighbor who doesn't pick up after their dog. Case in point, Maui residents so upset finding dog poop in their yard on Sunday that they allegedly menaced a neighbor with golf clubs. Yikes. What are they doing? Are they putting the dog shit on a tee and clubbing it right at that would be funny.
That would be awesome, but I don't think they were that creative.
No, I doubt it.
Miami
News reports that Aaron Steen, 38, and Candace DuPont, 32, blamed their neighbor for planting the dog feces in their yard and approached them while hurling obscenities and wielding golf clubs. Oh, shit.
Oh, so they were going all Viking on this neighbor.
They were cussing and screaming and running at him with golf clubs. The alleged victim was reportedly appraising damage to their car. They fucked up the windshield. DuPonts entered the car and then followed the dog owner into their house, further threatening to harm her. This is, what does this say? This earned her the charge of first-degree terroristic threats. Damn.
Yeah.
And what else? As well as first-degree burglary and first-degree unauthorized use of a vehicle. Felonies to both charges. In addition to terroristic threats, Steen, the man, he was also charged with third-degree criminal property damage. Suspects are now prohibited to contacting the dog owner and going near the house, so they got basically a restraining order out of the deal. And a couple felonies.
Yeah. So here's my question. Does the charge go up with the iron or wood of the golf clubs?
Yeah, I did.
So like, if I come at you with a driver, was that more than if I come at you with a putter?
I would imagine there's more damage to be done with a putter or an iron because the wood can't be broken.
Exactly. But
unless it's like a carbonite wood, like carbonite driver.
Yeah. I wonder how they charge you for that.
First degree, second degree differences, maybe? I doubt it. It's all assault with a deadly weapon or something, probably.
Well, I mean, you could rob a store with a paper bag. Or you could rob a store with a gun, and the gun gets you more time.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you can rob by intimidation, too.
That is true. Yeah.
People are just pussies.
Come intimidate me, please. Yeah, I always wanted like ninja stars for that, like really sharp, where people are like, "Hey man, give me your money," and I'm like, "No, ninja star."
That's about the time I pull out my sawed-off shotgun from behind the counter and fucking blast you full of lead.
I always got a kick out of that video of like the Vietnamese Korean woman that beat the fuck out the dudes with an axe handle. Went after those dudes. That's amazing.
Oh man, I've seen so many videos on like cops or world's dumbest criminals or some shit like that, where people are trying to rob, and then the big black girl at the fucking counter grabs hold of dummy and fucking smacks him.
Oh yeah, she's like, hell no.
Hammers him with her double D
hell
tits,
no.
throws him down on the fucking counter, and smack. Titty beats him, and
I always wondered what would happen if someone tried to rob my pizza place that I'm working at. Man, I got so much stuff to throw at them.
Yeah, but dude, you'd probably duck behind the counter and fucking freeze up, just like anybody.
I know. It's fun to think about.
I know
though.
it is, but
I hate the shit.
We can always talk big, but when it happens to us, what the fuck are we gonna do? Really?
I always hate the shit where like 20 minutes later you're like, you know what the fuck I should have said, or what I should have done, and why am I thinking about that now? Why didn't I think about it when the shit was happening?
Right. Oh man. Anyway, okay. There's a dumb criminal for you. Let's check another one. That was Maui, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a dog named Maui, wasn't it?
Fuck it. I don't know.
I don't either.
Tab's closed now.
Okay, so a nearly naked man tripping on acid shoots a gun at a pizzeria. Now, what if that happened at your pizzeria?
Oh man, what do you do to a guy that's tripping on acid? He don't even know actually what he's doing.
I would beg to differ on that. I mean, unless he's on a seriously high dose of LSD, you know what's going on around you. You're not gonna.
Well, yeah. I mean, but
I don't. Not that I speak from experience.
Never mind. I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is like, what if he like just don't know how to handle his shit?
I guess. I mean, I guess, because I remember back in college, there was a chick who smoked a bowl with me one time, curled up in a corner like she wanted to die. She thought she was going to die, freaked out, panic attack. And she went home, she raided her cupboards and passed out.
Yeah. Speaking of which, since we've got YouTube, here in a couple minutes, let's listen to that fucking police call where the guy confiscated some drugs and made brownies with him.
Oh, you talking about the cop who he and his wife had to call 911?
Yes. Can we listen to that real fast?
I can find it, but it's old. It's so old.
It doesn't matter. It's so funny.
I mean, everybody that is listening, if anybody is listening, has probably heard it. But we'll play it. I want to laugh at it anyway. Sure. That was what was it? Cop, ODs on pot, brownies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find this quick. Give it a listen.
Any of those. That's
911 call. Here, if you guys want to watch the video, if you have no idea what we're talking about, we're gonna play it right now anyway. But you want to watch it yourself?
Yeah.
Search cop ODs on pot brownies in YouTube, and like fucking 20
golden
results come up. It's all the same video. Which one should I do?
Anyone. It doesn't matter.
That one's 5 minutes long. Let's just do the short one here.
Yeah, do the short one.
1 minute. That's plenty long. All right, here we go.
A councilman from Dearborn, Michigan is outraged over a 911 call. He wants to know why no charges have been filed against a police officer who admits to confiscating marijuana from suspects and then baking it in brownies. And once he and his wife were full and high, they thought they'd overdosed and called 911.
I think I'm having an overdose, and so is my wife.
Overdose of what?
Marijuana. I don't know if it had something in it. Can you please send rescue?
Do you guys have fever or anything?
No.
Okay, well, I can understand. Okay, this guy, he's smart enough to make pot brownies. It's not something just any idiot knows how to do. It's obvious he did it right because they worked. Here's the thing. He's obviously used marijuana before because, I mean, he grabbed the shit to use.
And brownies.
So I mean, it's a step up. It's a step up from smoking. If anybody is a pot smoker and you go to eat a brownie, if it's made right, the same amount of pot that it takes you to smoke will kick your ass if you eat it.
Yes.
I mean,
way worse.
Way, way, way stronger than smoking. That's just the way it is. And any idiot should know that. So if you're out there going to try to make pot edibles, know that the same amount that it takes to smoke will fuck you up 10 times.
And a whole brownie you don't need.
Nah, you only need a bite.
Yeah,
a
quarter of a brownie, maybe.
If you're looking for a real good time.
Yes.
But if you're looking for an outer body feeling, probably like what happened to this cop, eat the whole fucking brownie. Just remember, you're not dying. It's impossible to die from marijuana.
Take a nap.
I think we're dying.
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies, and I think we're dead. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
Even the news
lady's laughing about it.
Prilla. Sorry. Instead of being charged, the police department let the officer resign. His wife was not charged either. So far, police officials have not commented on the case.
Now, how do you follow a story like that?
I don't know, man. Try talking on a podcast after playing it.
I know. You comment on it unedited and uncensored. That's how you follow it up.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Fucking goobers.
I know. What is the deal? First of all, call 911.
We've removed some personal information from the following 911.
He probably got fucking fired.
Oh, yeah. He resigned.
Oh, did he? I didn't catch that.
But see, the thing is like, the whole crooked cop thing, man, it might have been cool, like, in the 80s. When you could get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, now, you don't confiscate somebody's shit.
Right.
For your own personal gain, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what kind of, like, we can laugh about it, but at the same time, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
It's like that poor little stoner kid that he took all that weed from was probably, 18 or 19.
Right.
Spent
his whole fucking part-time paycheck on that bag.
Flipping burgers for a sack of some weed.
Leave the fucking kids alone.
Yeah.
I mean,
shit. And then I guess on the same token, the dumbass got caught with it.
Yeah.
So
true that.
Whatever. But anyways,
it shouldn't be something you should have to worry about getting caught with, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it's a fucking medicine. It saves lives.
Exactly.
Have you seen what it's done for, like Haley's Hope?
Yeah. So
in Georgia.
They just released the study that says that it cures cancer. Did you read about that?
Oh, dude, I've known about that for 5 years.
Well, everyone's known about it,
but an actual study.
But they actually released because back when Obama said, I'm going to, study it. He said, we're going to study it or whatever. But then, he went out of his way to actually keep all that stuff on the down low.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. And so now they've actually released a study. It just goes to show, man, it's like, my thing is if you're going to give money to study something, make it important. Mm-hmm. And then let us see the results. It's too much.
Well, Israel. How I found out about it was through Rick Simpson. If anybody hasn't heard of Rick Simpson, search this guy. He's a Canadian. He's from like Nova Scotia or some shit. I don't even know. But he was growing tons of pot in his backyard, right?
Right.
And he was sick. He was injured. He had a head injury. And he was, Canada has been way ahead of America as far as medical marijuana goes for years. The whole country is like California, basically, when it comes to marijuana.
They have places where you can go and smoke.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even do that in dispensaries.
No, but, okay, so Rick Simpson was growing pot, got busted by the Canadian Mounties because he was taking all this medicine and making it into an oil extract out of naphtha, which is a solvent that you would use for making hash oil. You can also use butane. You can also use alcohol, blah, blah, blah. I've read it up because, damn it, I get cancer. I'm going to learn how to fix it, Oh,
yeah.
I'm not going to fucking sit there and let people pump fucking more carcinogens and radiation through my veins.
Exactly. Well, you're
Fuck
fucking...
that.
You're fucking crazy to ignore anything that you've seen where, like, these kids that are really... terminally ill, they have seizures, they can't talk.
That's the CBDs.
And then they get one dose.
Yeah, the CBD oil.
Of, by the way, the shit that is legal here now. CBD oil.
Here's the catch-22 on that shit, though. The CBDs come from the cannabis plant. The cannabis plant is illegal. However, you can smuggle in your medicine, no problem. Let's fucking let you do that. You can smuggle it in from all the legal states that you can grow the plant in and make the medicine in, but you can have the medicine here, but don't fucking grow the plant. Don't have the plant. You grow it, you fucking are in trouble. You smoke it, you're in trouble. You use it for any other means, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you supposed to learn how to use this shit again? I mean, I say again because at one point in time, our culture, our society, up until like 1930, 1940, cannabis was a straight fucking medicine, a prescription medicine in the book of pharmacology, and a regular go-to prescription for doctors for everything from fucking toothaches to menstrual cramps to child fucking labor and colic. I mean, everything. They were giving cannabis for everything, and it fixed it all.
Well, The downfall.
Big pharma
the
companies.
downfall for cannabis came with paper.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, a big part to do.
The very first diesel fuel ever created was made from hemp.
Ethanol. Henry Ford made his fucking Model A, I think it was.
Yeah.
Out of fucking resonated plastics from the hemp plant. He ran the fucking thing on ethanol brewed and or distilled from the fermented hemp cannabis. They smoked the cannabis buds. It was perfectly legal and socially acceptable until the black jazz music started, showing a lot of reefer use.
Yep.
And spread to the white kids. And oh God, it's fucking horrible. It's the Negro drug. Oh God, it's horrible. It's coming in from Mexico. They changed the name from cannabis to fucking marijuana, which is something that they wanted
made up.
Yeah,
made up
they
term.
wanted that name to scare the American people. It's an evil drug plant coming over from Mexico. It's named marijuana. Meanwhile, this shit's been growing in your farmer's field for fucking 100 years. It's named hemp, named cannabis.
And it was very soon to save every fucking tree in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All paper was made from the hemp plant. And so one motherfucking guy who sells trees for a living, he don't like that. So he goes and lobbies.
He must have been buddies with Rockefeller.
Oh yeah, always, man. That's how our
Look
entire
what happened
world
to
works.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Fucking Tesla, Rockefeller, and J.P. Morgan killed him.
Yeah. Anybody that thinks that the government is the government, no, the government is actually 4 or 5 families that pay for everything that you see to go on. Even here in Macon, even here in little small town USA.
Old money runs everything.
Old money runs everything. Our downtown is ran by 3 people.
Right.
And not saying that they're like evil shadow government.
No, but everything stays the same.
Yeah.
Everything stays the same. And that old way of thinking, that old way of governing, that old way of monitoring and fucking putting in, it's old. It's an outdated way of seeing things.
Yes.
An outdated way of doing business. An outdated way of doing socializing.
Yeah.
They're fucking still
change.
segregated where we are. We are still segregated, and the businesses downtown, which they're trying to reinvigorate with, mass renovations and pumping money into them, nothing's going to change with the way downtown is here where we are, because they still have the fucking bus station with the fucking Salvation Army sitting right down the road from all the shit, the Dempsey, the Section 8 shit, where they're trying, this is all stuff, these are homes that are nothing wrong with government housing, everybody needs help, but to put it bluntly, you don't want to put your fucking silverware fine china next to your fucking, spatula.
Well, yeah, dude. Where I grew up, man, it was like this really decent, middle class neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they start putting up these fucking build them in 3 week houses all down my street,
right? And they're all HUD houses.
Yeah, and
fucking government housing.
And
approved.
so what they've essentially done is they've taken my hometown
and devaluated
it. Yeah,
that's what happens. And then I got in a Facebook fight with this bitch here in town. I was in Michigan, and they were posting stuff about the Miller High School going to be renovated to become this big,
it's going to be a complex.
A big, what would you call it? Government housing. That's what she called it.
I call it a compound.
Subsidized. It is.
It's going to be a compound.
It is, but she called it subsidized housing, and I'm like, oh, great, more Section 8. And she's like, oh, that's not a bad thing. Have you seen what they did with Mercer Village? I was like, look, Mercer Village, you got all these beautiful houses in this awesome area, but everybody living there pays $300 for rent. Meanwhile, people next door or in the next neighborhood with nice historic houses are paying $800 to $700 a month.
We paid $725 for a 2-bedroom apartment downtown.
Right, and when I see these nice new houses being put up and people renting them like fucking turning over like the dimes, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here wondering, how in the fuck is that fair? How is that equal housing opportunity? Because you're taking everybody's property value and bringing it down by not allowing the proper income in the area to,
exactly
the not proper income, but comparable incomes to live next to each other.
And I'm not saying we should all
say I make $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
say Jeb makes $2,800 a month. I can't afford to live in the same kind of house Jeb lives in, but because of the government's housing fucking programs, I can move in there. I can bring my dilapidated fucking jalopy with, park it in the front yard, and fucking devalue all the property around
fucking
me.
Throw all your trash in the yard.
And
that's
I'm not
the one
saying
thing that I hate.
I'm not racist. I'm not. Color has nothing to do with it. It's a standard of living that has everything to do with it. You can be a fucking. I mean, trash is trash.
Trash is always trash.
It don't matter. I mean, purple trash, brown trash, black trash, white trash. It's trash.
Yeah.
You can polish a turd, and you still got a fucking turd in your hand. It might just have a little shine to it.
Yeah, it's still gonna make you stink.
Exactly. And that's.
It's not even so much like these people. They need a place to live. That's fine, But it's not when you want to talk about fair. When the person next to me's mortgage is like through the roof, and they've had to refinance multiple times. Mm-hmm. But then the government steps in and said, well, this house isn't being used for anything. We're going to put like 6 or 7 families in here. And by the way, when you live in like quote unquote Section 8 housing or whatever housing you live in, projects, you have big families. For the most part, there's 4 kids probably.
And one mom, and no dad,
and no dad,
and no fucking job, and you've got fucking WIC or whatever the fuck, food stamps, child welfare,
and an uncle coming through,
right?
Like, and so I mean, so it's not so much like I don't feel like what you said, like it's not a racist issue, it's a PC liberal bullshit issue, is what it is,
right?
Because like for now, like we're talking about it now, we may catch some heat for it, but I mean, it's just an opinion. Yeah. I've got friends of all whatever, straight, gay, black, white, yellow, purple. Like, I love everybody.
Same here.
But at the same time, like, tell me why I have to work 6 days a week getting nothing.
I know.
When there's other people that barely work and they get everything handed to them. It's like big business bailouts. Why not let the big businesses back in a couple years ago just go bankrupt like everybody else has to?
Fuck Chrysler. Let them go.
Yeah. We all have
Fuck the big banks. Too big to fill my ass. They failed.
Yeah. Fucking let them go bankrupt.
Right.
Get off my fucking back.
Get off the goddamn Federal Reserve's fucking cock and start printing our own motherfucking money.
Exactly.
A debt-free note. That's why they killed fucking Kennedy right there, is because of the debt-free fucking money he was printing.
Exactly.
He had debt-free dollars, debt-free notes, debt-free fucking coins, and he was printing them out.
Well,
it was a fucking United. It was called a United States note, a debt-free United States, a note of the fucking United States of America. It wasn't a note of the Federal Reserve.
Exactly.
That got him fucking killed.
Well, the Reserve was set up under shady purposes anyways. We were never supposed to have a shady...
Right.
It's the same thing. We were never supposed to pay taxes either.
It was all because of the fucking Civil War.
Yeah.
When the Civil War, or was it World War One?
It was World War
World War One, when J.P. Morgan and Rockefeller bailed out the government.
Well, fucking J.P. Morgan killed everybody on the Titanic.
Right, yeah.
He killed people. If you don't know, look up the Titanic conspiracy.
Crazy story.
I had never heard this. J.P. motherfucking Morgan bought the cruise line that built the Titanic. Okay? A year later, the Titanic set sail, with J.P. Morgan is supposed to be on this, along with artifacts from, like, ancient Egypt.
Right.
Okay? The day that the Titanic is supposed to set sail, J.P. Morgan is not on the fucking boat, nor are his fucking Egyptian artifacts. Fucking Titanic sinks, and with it, everybody who was against the Federal Reserve is on that fucking ship. They're dead now.
Right.
A year after that, the Federal Reserve opens up.
Speaking of everybody dying, that fucking movie... The movie Titanic at the end where Rose and Jack are floating off together.
I'll never let you go, man.
Yeah, right. Why the fuck didn't they share that plank that she was floating on?
I've always wondered that too. I think it's a weight issue.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they would have sunk it.
They both would have froze popsicles, but either way.
Anyway, back to the story. Sorry.
Yeah. So, J.P. Morgan essentially helped the Federal Reserve get started because he killed all these fucking folks. And so now you hear the name J.P. Morgan, he's got
So what, did he accrue all their wealth? Or, what?
No, what he did was he just got rid of their voice.
No competition.
Yes. Because, the way that the government has done us for so long is we're all too stupid to, we're too stupid to speak up. Oh, a fucking Federal Reserve You know, that's a good thing. No, it's not. When the Federal Reserve prints $1, that dollar goes into the world with debt upon debt upon debt upon debt.
You know, we're born into a corporation whether we like it or not.
Exactly.
Our social security number is nothing more than a trading number.
No, that's all it is. And you wonder why everybody has to have your social security number for anything.
Have you heard of the straw man?
I have.
Yeah. We can get our identity back. We can get our freaking... We can be sole independent people outside of the realm of governing by the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do it? I don't really exactly know, but it's something I'll probably look up and we'll talk more about in future shows, because you can emancipate yourself from this fucked up, country that we're in and follow your own rules and guidelines. As long as you're not breaking outside laws, you're not going to be bothered by anybody except for the IRS. You write the IRS and tell them to fuck off. I'm not paying taxes anymore because I'm not a member of the United States.
They're coming after you, Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be like fucking Texas all over again, like, Waco or something like that.
I just feel like with the world that we're in now, so much is hidden from us and so much happens because of other reasons that you'll never even know about, Like, I'm not a big conspiracy person. I pick and choose my battles with the conspiracies.
But they they're doing stuff right in front of us.
Yeah, they do shit right in front of you.
Chemtrails.
Nah.
Yeah, chemtrails, dude. That is not just fucking exhaust from a rocket.
That is exhaust from a rocket, dude.
You see them putting grids in the sky. That is not just exhaust from a rocket. It's fucking like, it's toxic waste that they're not allowed to dump into the water systems. It's shit that they're dispersing over the sky, like radium and fucking barium and heavy aluminums. I mean, they've done fucking analyses on the dew in the morning from the condensation from the air from overnight, and it's fucking just loaded with heavy elements, cancer-causing shit. They're spraying. The Koch brothers are in charge of that. David fucking Koch.
They did a study, and it was overseas, and I don't really remember, but they were spraying this chemical. It starts with a D. Anyways, but they were doing this study, and it was like over 10 years of these airplanes flying. This one little place was like getting diseases that, just aren't even around anymore. Their kids were being born
like
sick.
Smallpox and leprosy, polio and shit.
And they did like this study, and so like that way of chemtrails, I understand. But look, man, when you live close to a fucking base,
no, I'm not talking about.
So like
you can tell the difference between airliner jet trails, contrails. Those are called contrails with a C-O-N. Contrails are just exhaust because they disperse quickly. They don't leave a long fucking stream in the air.
And that's just humidity.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
And a little exhaust from the engines, but realistically, you see a fucking, a smaller jet leaving trails, that shit lasts forever and it's not jet fuel. That is sprayed chemtrail, chemical cocktail of fucking toxic waste that they can't get rid of any other way.
In my little mind, I always get kind of a kick out of those because there won't be a fucking cloud in the sky.
No, I know. And then you see a checker fucking board.
And then you see like this checkerboard, which turns into a sky full of clouds.
Right. And, a lot of people say they do geoengineering with them too. I mean, and who knows what exactly they're doing because like you said, transparency. There is none. We don't know what's going on.
We don't know anything.
And that's why I'm not quick to dismiss it. My dad, he's like, oh, fucking chemtrails. They're just ruining our fucking beautiful sky. Look at this. I mean, look at a sunset someday and just look at the grids or a sunrise midday. You'll see grids painted in the fucking sky.
Yeah.
Now, why? Why do that? Are they trying to block something? Are they painting a canvas? Are they going to fucking portray a hologram on that shit? I mean, there's so many different conspiracy ideas out there.
It's funny hearing you talk because you give me more ideas of things to talk about. Have you seen the theory about the government bringing on about the end of the world?
Are you talking about the one that's coming up this September?
I don't know when it's happening, but there's some people out there that believe that the government, like the one world government, the NWO, that apparently what their goal is to find a way to broadcast all of our gods and shit into the sky. And what that's is essentially going to do...
That's like Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anybody listening, look up Project Bluebeam. That's what he's talking about right now.
Yeah, so that's what some people believe. So you put motherfucking Odin up in the sky, and he's all like, kill someone. I mean, that's fucking Odin. What do you do? It's Odin. You do what he says.
Right.
Like... But anyways.
Hold on. There's supposed to be, I'm going to look it up right now. Talk about something. Keep people entertained.
All right. So this is kind of dated, but I do have an opinion on this.
On what?
This Virginia battle flag issue that's been happening lately. You know, the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Now, say whatever you guys want to about it. My personal opinion is this. It should not be on a state building. Okay, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
That
federal
yeah,
buildings,
yeah.
state
No,
buildings.
none of that.
Right.
So, good for South Carolina for listening to folks.
Right, I agree. I mean, their people are what really matter. If they want it down, take the shit down.
So, but my
When
issue
will
is
people
when you say that, like, you have a Confederate flag, or I call it the Virginia battle flag. I don't like calling it the Confederate flag.
Right.
Anyway, so you have a Virginia battle flag hanging outside your house, or it's on your truck or whatever.
Right.
But automatically you're a racist bigot. I don't agree with that. I feel like since this is America, we have our rights. Why not fucking have it on whatever you want to, as long as it's not a state building. You know?
Right.
Don't say everyone's a racist bigot over this flag that, by the way, wasn't even an actual Confederate flag. Like I said, it was the Virginia battle flag.
Right.
And it did not represent the South as a whole back then. And for anyone that really wants to have an issue with some sort of symbol, look at your American flag. Look at all the crazy fucked up shit that's happened under that flag.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, and it's all symbolism. It's all Masonic symbols. I mean, it's all it is. I mean, why get so uptight about a fucking flag in the first place? Tell you the truth, because it means nothing. It's a piece of fucking cloth.
Exactly.
Your true patriotism and fucking self-worth lies within. You know, you don't fucking need to be all bent out of shape about a goddamn flag, because it's all it is.
Exactly.
Piece of fabric.
Fucking read a history book, you guys.
Really?
That flag. The reason it is what it is now is because the KKK got a hold of it, but it's the same as the Nazi swastika.
Right.
The Nazi swastika is flipped a certain way to mean what it means, but that symbol has been around forever.
Yeah, it was
If
like an
you've
Irish symbol or something.
Samurai.
Celtic.
It was around for a long time. And you can even go back and play Zelda on NES, and there is a level shaped like a swastika.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, my whole thing is before you guys get all uptight about symbols and shit like that, just open up a history book before you actually open your mouth. Because the Civil War was not fought over slavery. And once the Emancipation Proclamation happened, Abraham Lincoln did not free the slaves up north. 2 northern states had slaves. They did not get freed through that process. So
there you go.
Anyways, there's my stupid ass rant.
All right, well, back to the whole fucking September, end of the world September. My dad actually even brought it up to me. He's like, "Did you hear anything about the September, end of the world shit?" I was like, "No, but my friend Howie, he's crazy. He follows all this shit, right?"
Yeah.
And he told me about, and this was, back in June. "Oh, Tom, well, you got to check out this
theory,
about September. Sounds like the end of the world's coming. I'm getting all my family to move from Florida, get off the East Coast and come up here." I'm like, "Oh my God, get off it." I mean, and my dad said something too when we were touching on the subject. He's like, "You know how many fucking end days I've lived through? 1 in 65. Then there was a Cuban Missile Crisis and the Cold War shit. And then there was,
how many times have you heard about a comet or an asteroid?
Many times.
Coming close.
Right. And, Planet X and the mothership and, all that shit. And the Mayan calendar. And my dad said he thinks he counted like 12 fucking end of the worlds that he should have probably, like the year 2000, Y2K, oh God, computers aren't
I feel like I've been through at least that many, and your dad is older than, he's not giving himself credit.
He probably isn't giving himself as much credit. He doesn't really, I think, get into it as deep as some of us, but you get on the subject of Illuminati and chemtrails and corrupt politics, and boy, oh boy, we'll get him on the show one day here, and he'll give us a run for our money.
He'll probably play guitar for you too.
Oh yeah, he can rock the guitar. All right, prepare. September 2015, all hell breaks loose, according to YouTube viewer or user AMD03288. So there's your props. It might be dumb. I never watched it. I don't know what it's all about.
And we may be reading a lot.
Yeah.
Looks like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, it's been rumored that September 2015 will be a month of doom, gloom, catastrophe, and God's wrath.
What can we expect this September 2015?
End of the Shamatha cycle, whatever the fuck that is.
Blood moon.
Economy crash.
Asteroid / meteor / comet impact.
Martial law.
Tsunami.
Beginning of tribulation.
The rapture.
God's judgment.
Are any of these events happening?
Is it all just a plan of the elite to create a delusion that will fool us all?
Or could God actually be warning us and pointing to a specific date of September 23rd, 2015?
Let's take a look at a quick clip.
Oh, how are we going to
Let's have a listen of a quick clip. Oh, wait, I'm going to explain. The meteor almost hit Russia in February 2013, exploded at 9:23 a.m. local time. Okay, so they're talking about the meteor that happened in Russia. I'm sure we all heard about that. You heard about that, right, Eli?
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia train crash, 9:23. Meteor Russia, 9:23. Warnings of what's coming, 9:23.
Now we have another warning from the Lord happening. Oh my God, turn this off, please, dear God.
It's a religious rapture. Okay. What's
would rather-
their one? Wait, here it is. This is a meteor. Okay, get past that. They always seem to think that comets and meteors are God. You know, Yahweh. Yahweh is coming in a ball of light.
Because what we
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what we see now is that this is a clue, the meteor or whatever, that the Church of Philadelphia got raptured on September 23rd, 2015, or is going to be?
Going to be, yeah. This is, I guess, some churchy shit. That's not what we were going for, but this is real breaking news of the Russia meteor. Supposedly, there's a big fucker coming down, and it's going to supposedly hit in the East Coast somewhere, like in the middle of the ocean, and splash a tidal wave over to the East Coast, killing D.C. and the East Coast, and fucking washing tidal waves all the way up towards where we are.
Which is weird. We've been underwater before.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're still here. Like, I'll become a mermaid, dude.
Well, what's this shit wrap up to say? Okay, I did see something about this clue. No, it's not a clue. What the fuck? Come on, move forward. Looks like a meteor flashing across. Looks like there's gonna be a meteor. Then
I bet you, since all this is 9:23, watch there be a Bible verse of 9:23.
Oh, I bet. Let's fast forward.
It's a day of atonement.
Leave all your comments and concerns and reactions below.
Yeah.
How about get off your freaking Bible and do some more research?
So here's what I don't understand.
Check
Why
out-
is it that like Christianity is all destruction and the Lord smiteth and all this other stuff?
Well, it's in the Bible, man.
Right. But the Bible also says, judge not lest you be judged. Fucking love thy neighbor. All this shit.
Right.
All these fucking Christians in the world.
The
man.
Bible
Like,
is a really good book full of moral fiber. I mean, read the stories, analyze the stories, take the lesson away, and that's what it is. It's not written by the hand of God. You know, it's not.
It's not a history book.
It's definitely not a history book. And as far as God goes, yeah, sure. Creationism is cool in my book. I mean, just think. We're in a universe that's ever expanding. You think shit just isn't happening all over on other planets throughout the fucking universe?
Oh, and by the way, my one big argument towards all like religion is this. In the way of the universe and the galaxy and everything else, humans, us, we are a grain of sand on a very big beach that continues to grow.
And you know about this big fucking wise infrared camera they've got going on now out there that's picking up images of all these what you would call Kepler space.
Yeah.
It's the Kepler Space Telescope. They're looking for planets in the Goldilocks zone now because they're taking a star and they're looking at this star through this telescope, and it's such a tiny little pinprick of light. They're waiting to see if they see any dark spots go in front of this light, which would tell them that's a planet.
Yes.
If so, they analyze that shit even deeper, and they try to calculate the distance between the rock and the sun.
And if you really want your mind blown, look at how many new galaxies they find a day.
But they're finding...
they map them. They map them out.
Oh, yeah, but every week they're finding a new planet in the Goldilocks zone. The Goldilocks zone is the habitable zone where the planet sits just far enough from the sun. And just close enough to where it's getting the perfect
and climate. Like, I hate to be the one that says this, but I'm a firm believer that science will destroy religion.
I think that it's kind of related. I think science, not Scientology-wise, but I think deep down, everything is connected.
Yeah.
I mean, vibrations, we found this already out, and we know vibrations are, recepted through everything.
Exactly.
And, energy moves on, and energy in motion stays in motion. I mean, the energy you even lose weight, when you die, and people have been weighed at death on a scale that even catches your bowel and catches your fucking last breath, and you're still losing like 22 grams or some shit like that.
Yeah, you lose something.
And that's your soul leaving your body, energy leaving your body. You know, where that energy goes, to the universe, to heaven, to hell, to wherever the fuck. Yeah. I mean, anywhere you want to imagine what happens after you die, but you're losing weight, energy in motion. You have energy in your body. It's staying in motion. It only makes sense that it goes somewhere. I mean, if that energy leaving your body helps fucking rotate the earth, who knows,
Yeah, that's really weird to think about. I had this weird theory that got disproved to me, but I'm just going to say it anyways.
What?
Like, if you looked at, like, scripture and X amount of people get into heaven after the rapture, right?
Right.
So, like, you have deja vu, which a lot of times means to me that, like, maybe your past life was the same as this. So, like, when you die, you're basically reborn. So, my theory was that, so, say, like, I'm 27 now, right?
All right.
If my mom were to die today, in 27 years, I would be reborn again. So, I would basically live till I was 54. Or 6, whatever. 27 plus 27.
Where did you learn this reincarnation stuff?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just a theory.
Oh, okay.
So, like, but it got disproved to me because people have died and have not come back yet. But, anyways, what I was saying is like, so basically, if my mom died now, then within 27 years of today, I would die. Just so my cycle could start back over in the same spot where it started previously. That's already been disproved to me, but I thought it was a cool theory.
That's trippy theory.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, shit, my mom just died and I only got 42 years left now.
Yeah, exactly, because my life is going to start over at the exact same point of her life.
I mean, you definitely get a better grasp on taking care of your bucket lists if you knew when you were going to die.
Well, that's like a blessing and a curse all in the same. Like, how much of life would you live or not live knowing when you were going to die? You know what I mean?
Would go balls to the wall, man. Live every minute like it's your last.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of how I try to live my life anyway. I don't like to waste a whole lot of time, because you never know when you won't have any more to waste.
Exactly.
I mean, fucking around for 5 minutes here and there, that's a little different than wasting time.
Yeah.
I don't like to do very unproductive things.
I feel like I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And if it really comes down to it where someone's like, well, you can't do that. Well, unless I'm hurting them directly.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Right.
No regrets.
Right.
Not even a letter. No regrets.
Definitely.
Let's cue up this dumb asshole and get off this podcast.
What's the dumb asshole?
That
Florida fuck?
Yeah. Was he in Florida?
Yeah, he was in Florida. He was in...
of course he was in Florida.
I think he was in Miami Beach, but I'm not sure it was up there.
You're listening to Smackmouth Podcast.
All right. This is a story to you coming from Miami Beach, Florida. David Weber, Miami Beach man, tried to buy beer with bartender's own stolen card.
This is hilarious. Honestly, okay, check this out. Police in Miami Beach say a homeless man broke into a car, stole a credit card, and then tried to use it to buy beer from the bartender the card belonged to. The case was cracked when 53-year-old David Weber handed the card to the bartender who took his order Monday night. Miami Herald reports that the bartender noticed he had just been handed his own credit card. Nothing like seeing that, huh? Well, I don't know you, guy. I don't feel like buying you a drink.
Right?
Fuck you, guy. You asshole. The bartender called Miami police. Weber was charged with credit card fraud and theft, and he remained in the Miami-Dade County Jail on Wednesday. Police say Weber told him that he found the card on the ground. I buy that. I do believe that he found the card on the ground.
I don't.
You don't buy it?
That asshole that broke into my girlfriend's car one time said he found it that way.
Oh, that's right. Is that the guy you chased down the street with a screwdriver?
Yeah,
that's
him.
Hilarious. Tell the story quick, because that's a funny story with this music.
Okay, so we're leaving, and I don't remember where. We're probably going to get food or some shit. So anyways, I go to my car, and my girlfriend at the time, her car was parked up the street, so we were going to take her car, and all of a sudden she's screaming my name, saying that there's a bum in her car. So I go to walk up towards the car, and this motherfucker jumps out of the car, looks me in the eye, and says, I found it that way. I was just trying to find a place to sleep, and takes off down the street.
Did he have anything?
He had a screwdriver.
Oh, he had the screwdriver.
He had the screwdriver.
I thought you chased him with a screwdriver.
No. So I'm like calling 911, running the sprint of my life down 6 city blocks here in fucking downtown Macon, trying to talk to 911. There's joggers everywhere trying to follow this motherfucker. A dude in a truck who comes skirting up, and he's like, what are you running for? I'm like, that dude. And he's like, oh, I got him. But needless to say, we never got that dude. And I think I got an innocent man locked up.
Oh, really?
Later on.
Oh, shit. They thought they got the guy?
Yeah, I thought I got the guy.
You fingered Freddie wrong.
I did. Freddie got fingered so wrong. But the good news is that dude did have a warrant. So I did a little bit of Batman shit, I guess.
Yeah. You were vigilant.
I was vigilant. I seen this dude, and I was like, there's something wrong with him. I bet he broke into my
You fucking prejudiced prick. That's hilarious.
Anyways, we have gone very long on this.
Yeah, we're running over.
This
aren't we?
episode. Yeah.
10 minutes over. Shit, dude.
Fuck yeah, we destroyed this shit.
That was easy, wasn't it?
Anyways, that's going to be all for episode 1 of the Smackmouth podcast. Look us up on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Smackmouth. Twitter.com/SmackmouthPod. And you can email us, smackmouthpodcast@gmail.com. You want to talk about something on the show, we'll be glad to do that. We'll get you on as a guest if you want. All you got to do is hit us with inquiries, smackmouthpodcast@gmail.com, or any one of the aforementioned social networking sites. Search for us on YouTube, too. All right, that's about it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. My name is Eli.
I'm Buster Cherry. Talk to you next time.